What is something about your country you're actually really proud of? As an Aussie, I'm proud that when Burger King tried to expand out from America into Australia, we made them change their name to Hungry Jack's for all the stores in Australia because of one really small fish and chip shop that already had the name Burger King. Just like the castle. Sticking it to the man. Fish and chip shop named Burger King. Yep, sounds like Australia. Kenya, when the Maasai tribe donated 14 cows to US in sympathy after the 9/11 attacks. I'll never forget that. It was an incredible gesture. Considering how much the cows mean to them and that they gave what they could, I have always respected the Maasai for giving even if they didn't have much. As a Mexican, I have to admit that our government has gone to shit. But, we do have an amazing food culture. I was hitchhiking through Baja a few years back and had brought loads of dry foodstuffs with me up to a quite remote beach to stay for a couple of days. Little did I know I wouldn't touch any of it because the Mexican family next to me were always cooking and would not take no for an answer. Mexican abuelas and their cooking are amazing. So since I haven't seen any comments about Egypt yet, here goes nothing. I'm proud of how the people help each other. It's just a very social country. I can just call across the street to my friend and he'll be down in 30 secs. Even if all the government operations aren't effective, we still survive. Poland. National parks and pierogi. God bless pierogi. I don't know singular versus plural. Maybe it's because my aunt is a nuclear physicist, but my favorite part of being Polish is that our nation gave birth to the first double Nobel Prize winner in history, and the first female Nobel Prize winner in history, and she was totally badass. And also, of course, pierogi. Austria. Don't need to drive, fly far away for some of the best skiing resorts in the world. If you don't live near one, you live in one. I'm from Iceland and I have to say that I'm super proud of its nature. I mean, it's definitely special and so unique. I visited Iceland for the first time last year and it's by far the most beautiful wildlife I've ever seen, definitely one of the best places in the world. Lego. At one point Lego was almost 1% of Denmark's global exports. H.C. Andersen. Our ability to control water. The work the Dutch put in to make this land livable with the dam systems earns my respect. Deltawerken. For a moment there I thought, now which country has fucking waterbenders? I've saw videos of people queuing in other countries and it makes me never want to leave the UK. I once read about a UK-born terrorist that travelled to Syria to be a terrorist full-time but eventually came back to the UK because ISIS didn't have any queue etiquette for food and supplies etc. We'll have to see if I can find the link. Edit, this dude. https://www.telegraph.co.uk/news/isil-118665366/isil-q.html. Mate, I live in North London and the queuing discipline that is being practiced, despite the huge numbers in any said queue, brings a tear to my eye. When Justin Bieber visited England he said that based on the way he was treated he would never come back. We did that. Justin Bieber is literally banned from my country and not allowed to enter. Argentina. My mind says Acropolis but my heart says Souvlaki. Belgian here. We've got Spa-Francorchamps, fries, waffles, and proper chocolate. Spa's the best track in the F1 calendar. IMO carrot. Carrot edit. A lot of people seem to have misunderstood my comment. You probably don't really care, but I'll explain anyway. I'm not a huge racing fan in general, I just watch F1. So aside from the circuits on the F1 calendar or in racing games I've played, I don't know that many circuits. That's why I specified the F1 calendar, even though I didn't mean Spa is the best racing for F1 specifically, it's just my favorite track to race on in racing games. I like the layout. Costa Rica. Our beautiful and varied landscapes, everything from tundra to rainforest to deserts. More than 25% of our land is protected by the government or a refuge for all the animals and biodiversity on land and in the oceans. And around 99% of our energy comes from renewable sources. It's also a true democracy when it comes to voting. Our presidents aren't always that great, but at least we the people choose them directly. Edit. I'm so glad to read everyone's comments about visiting my country and having a good time. Also, here is the article about the tundra in Costa Rica. I've visited and was impressed by the incredible natural beauty and variety, how voting day was basically a national holiday that everyone I saw seemed to think was important, and I'll never forget visiting a small farm and talking to the owner about the pests, like Cotamundi, who would take part of the crop. His attitude was basically, well, they're part of the forest, so we just plant some extra to account for their share. I'm sure you have your flaws, and people who aren't nice, but pretty much everyone I met had a basic attitude of graciousness towards each other and their surroundings. Where is the tundra in Costa Rica? We invented the Canadarm. Another Canadian here. I'm also proud of our international reputation. We are generally regarded as polite and pleasant people. That's a great way for us to be seen. Removed. Syria. Last year we visited the Louvre. They had an exhibition, Wing on Middle Eastern Art, with a section on Syria. We initially thought, heck, this will be quick. It wasn't, and we were amazed. There was this bowl with a glazing technique. It was the oldest example in the world of this technique and predated all European examples with 400 years. That bowl was from Syria. For me, that bowl was a profound lesson of how things can change for better or worse, and that countries that are in a fantastic position today might not be in a favorable position tomorrow, but also that things can always improve. I hope and believe that one day the world will once again see all the beauty from Syria. As an Aussie, our diverse land of deserts, rainforests and bushland. The Australian outdoors is incredible. The more I travel, the more I realise a beach holiday outside of Australia is usually a waste of money. Too spoiled growing up 40 minutes from some of the best beaches in the world. Until you get bit by a spider that is about the size of a puppy. We got a fucking dragon on our flag. Deleted. Russian literature probably. It serves as a great example of our natural ability to turn our suffering into art and base our national culture on it. Switzerland. That cheese that aged for 5 years in a cave. Also our education system. There's so many options, especially when you don't like school and theoretical work and prefer to do something practical. It doesn't cost much either. Hop Schweez. Also Roger Federer, he's aging better than the cheese. I'm proud of Finland's great education system, landscapes and so many other great things. And with the recent events, I'm proud how the government has put in the best effort to seize the spreading of the COVID-19. Be proud of your candy too. Phases makes the most amazing salmiakki and chocolates. I'm a Finn who doesn't live there, so I only get it occasionally and nothing else compares. The least unsuccessful country in the world. We have everything. Except excessive sunshine during the winter, which is, of course, remedied during the summers. I would also add the very small amount of homeless that we have in Finland. Those who are homeless have pretty much gotten their affairs in a horrific state by being alcoholic or drug abusers without seeking help. And even those kinds of people usually have temporary government-provided housing. Belgium. Here we made the fries. And good fucking beer. Bourgogne des Flandres, Triple Carmeliet, Grimbergen, any of Van Honsbroek Brewery. Damn, they are so fucking tasty, I would like to drown in them. Brazil. Oh, what an amazing country. The replies on this commentary says everything. The cosign, from the rich man's house to the old lady in the favela. The diversity, both in nature and people. The music, that lots of people around the globe enjoy. The beauty, for sure it's a beautiful country. The amazing people that lived here, I will not say names because I don't want to write that many lines. The internet community, most of the community that speaks English are pretty nice. The humor, when it's bad, but when it's good it's really good. The crazy things that happen in here, as you can see in It Had to Be Brazil. The Brazil English speaker can confirm all of this. It's not perfect, actually it's far away from it. But we are Brazilians and we never give up. P.S. Sorry for my bad grammar, please don't come after me, grammar police. Also the mess that this text is, I don't know how to write in Reddit. Like the one guy that proved he was alive in 2020, but his bank requested that he verified he was alive in 2019. As a Nigerian, I don't know what to be proud of. Edit. I read a lot of your replies and I think I sound a bit ungrateful. You guys have a lot of good things to say about Nigeria and I really appreciate it. I guess it's easy to forget the good things because of the bad sometimes. I hear your princes just give out money. I'm Indian and I've met a few Nigerians who come here for university. You guys are really hard-working, humble and friendly. Lagos is Africa's most crowded city and I've heard many people from the continent go there for opportunities, right? There must be something of value in that city that encourages such huge migration. How many African families from all over have been supported from people working in Lagos? That is something to be proud of. Smiley face. Scottish people are funny fuckers. We have a dark sense of humor even in the worst circumstances. Also, we have the unicorn as our national animal. I absolutely love that. Loved visiting Scotland last year. I also did not know how common it was for bar bands to cover classic country songs. May just be a coincidence, but when I was in Inverness and Edinburgh there were a lot of bands in bars playing classic country music, and as an American who loves that genre, I'd never thought I'd get to dance and sing along to Kenny Rogers, Johnny Cash, John Denver and the rest of their ilk so far from home, but I'll be damned I did, and it was great. You Scots were definitely not shy about your humor and dancing. I'm from Slovenia. Amazing woods. Baguette. In Finn. I had to scroll far to find another Frenchman proud of our food. We've got the only birds in the world that have won a war against humans. Edit. People are mentioning that at one point there was a war against sparrows in China among other pests, and they actually lost lives. While this is true, it's a lot more hilarious with Australia because we hunted them down in the backs of utes with lemges yet we still didn't win. You've also got the only humans in the world that have lost a war against birds. Oh yeah, and we've also got Chris Hemsworth. 60% of the world's polar bears live in Canada. I don't know why, but I'm proud of that. Edit. Guys, thank for the upvote. For context, if I was to fit all of you who upvoted in the Bell Center hockey arena, some couldn't even sit. Polar bear here. Yes, it's a great place to live. Tell all my PB friends. As a proud Canadian, I had no idea. Thank you. Italy is art. There's art everywhere, literally. And we have sea, mountains, plains, hills, rock and sand, forests and cities, lakes, rivers, the old and the modern perfectly balancing together. I love Italy. On the other hand, I hate the typical Italian way of reasoning. I don't hate people, I hate ignorant people who doesn't keep up with the new. So, like, 3/4 of the politicians or people who are in power to make a change in general. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Didn't expect this to blow up like this. I'm a simple Italian. I'm asked what I love about my country, I say porcodio. I've always wanted to visit Italy, and their art museums. Florence's art formed to look like a city. Our incredibly diverse and savory cuisine. Also mezcal Mexico. Germany has the most kind of bread in the entire world. You're not a real German if you don't miss the bread in almost any other country. And seemingly the most words for buns, depending on where you are from. Brotchen, Wecken, Semmel, Schrippen, Labler, Muchli, Kipf, Weckel, Brotler. Peep Show. I was just watching an episode on my 10th plus time rewatching the series. Britain are responsible for some incredible TV shows. We have best potassium, while other countries are run by little girls. Our most glorious nation of Kazakhstan, who puts more people into space than the US. US, the public library system. Modern public libraries have done a great job of keeping up with ebook and audiobook borrowing, too. Yep, there are more libraries in America than McDonald's. About 14,000 McDonald's and over 116,000 libraries in the US. Edit. I added this in a comment in this thread, but if anyone wants to know, I got the library number from the American Library Association. Also, please remember a lot of school libraries, usually public college ones, are open to the public, and most schools under college level typically let students that need to use them after school hours, and some sources try to claim 16,000 McDonald's, but the official source is about 14,000. Fun fact, only around 31% of McDonald's revenue comes from the United States, which is less than from Europe overall. Additionally, McDonald's has more locations than any other fast food restaurant in Europe, but this is not the case in the United States, where the location leader is the sandwich giant Subway. Even with that, we still have more libraries than McDonald's and Subway combined in the US, as Subway has about 25,000 stores. Not to brag, but people in my hometown in Serbia have the ability to suck the alcohol out of the deodorant. Edit. I did not think this was gonna blow up. Now my top comment is about sucking deodorant. Probably the most impressive flex on here. Wow, we across the Danube have not discovered this secret yet. We still filter sanitizer like peasants. USA is very big and in my opinion ideal for road trips. You can travel for hours and be in a new environment each day, all while being in the same country. You can maybe stop anywhere on the road and explore for a bit to find a secret spot that no one else will ever know about. Dude, I'm dying to road trip to the West Coast one day. I really wanna see Utah. You can travel for hours and still be in Texas. Australia for our take on the English language. I straight up sat next to an Aussie for 30 minutes before I realized he was speaking English. Great accent, but damn can it be strong sometimes. Yay nah, it's fucking sick, hey cunt. I'm from Scotland and our water is some of the best there is. But give me the land where the clear water flows and the mountains are covered with heather. I swam in Loch Morlich last year, and it was the coldest, freshest water I've ever felt in my life.